If you are around motorcycle communities, then the name GS is something you definitely heard of. It's always been the staple of what is the best in adventure world. And even I, the person who is actually called to BMW motorcycles because I feel they are a little bit boring, would say the GS will be in my garage no matter what age I am. But it doesn't mean it is perfect. So let's talk about what makes this bike special, what I like about it, and what I think is overhyped. When we speak about BMW GS, I only mean the top of the line GS model. Currently it is R1250GS and it soon will be replaced with the successor 1300GS. I would say this is the only GS motorcycle I would ever consider buying because it basically sets the bar and almost has no competition in adventure world. Some say it is good in everything, but not perfect in anything. I would compare this bike with a luxury SUV in automotive world. Sometimes we buy SUVs because of comfort and luxury feel, not because we want to use them in tough off-road conditions. And that's how I feel about GS. It's just an SUV in the motorcycle world, good for every average use scenario on and off-road, but not perfect in either of those. So let's speak about comfort. And it is comfortable. It is very well thought motorcycle for long distances, as well for light off-road use. It has an electronically adjustable suspension, which will allow you to adjust to a highway ride or bumpy road with a click of the button. It has one of the most comfortable seats I've ever ridden, which is heated for driver and the pillion. It has heated grips and also excellent aerodynamics. It has upright seating positions, so you can do miles and miles on this motorcycle with no problem at all. As usual for BMW, the bike has all the latest tech, such as phone connectivity, GPS, informative dash, easy to understand UI, and comfortable ergonomics. Adaptive headlights, cruise control, different riding modes. It is just simple to use this bike on the road. If you spec it up, you basically do everything digitally. You don't even need your key to start a motorcycle. Surprisingly, this is one of the most durable, bulletproof machines by BMW. This BMW Boxer engine was there for ages and was improved over the generations. It is simple and reliable, it is smooth, very torquey, and not crazily powerful, but it is enough for every scenario you might need on your journey. Front telelever suspension is one of a kind. The great combination of electronics and mechanics gives you the feeling of total control on every terrain. The brakes are perfect, I never had any issues with them. Shaft drive makes this motorcycle ready for long miles on the road, and all above in general makes the bike cheaper to run and maintain than say lower end motorcycles, which is nice, less maintenance and less headache. So the overall experience is that you can buy just one motorcycle and you don't really need anything else. I asked the BMW community on Reddit if they would change their GS for anything else, and most answered that they could only consider a newer GS, and I can understand why. You buy one machine capable of doing it all, such as going off pavement and doing long distances in comfort, which is easy to maintain and is proven to be reliable, with a million customization options, which is premium build and has huge fan base, which gives you access to large second-hand parts market in the future. But let's talk about drawbacks. As I mentioned above, this motorcycle is not perfect at anything, but it's good in everything it does. It will lose to motorcycles developed for certain riding types. Say sport touring motorcycles will have better aerodynamics, sometimes even more comfort and more power to perform on the road. Proper adventure motorcycles such as Africa Twin or even Tenere 700 will perform much better off-road for less money. They will be more durable and more fun in such conditions, and considering the cost, you can push them to the limit. City bikes will be easier to navigate in town, split the lanes in traffic, more compact, more lightweight, and most of them almost half price from the GS. It basically means that there is a better bikes for whatever you want to do, but just like I mentioned, none of them as versatile as GS. Also, none of them as expensive as GS. So let's talk about price. Base GS will cost you around $18,000 in 2023. The package with all the comfort features as shown in this video will make it closer to $25,000. For this price, you can basically buy two motorcycles for every purpose, or you can have something more focused on road or maybe off-road performance and save some cash. At the same time, you can have this bike for every purpose you might need and just use it whenever you need it. So who this bike is good for? Basically, I'm sure this bike will suit everyone. For some people it can be boring, for some it can be heavy, for others it can be overpriced, but in general there is nothing bad about this motorcycle. It is super versatile and there is probably nothing like this in the market yet. Experience riding it is awesome, and that's why I believe many tour and rental agencies around the world have it. It will work for every purpose, and there is nothing about it. Won't be perfect in something particular, but it is good in everything you ask it to do. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your experience with BMW GS or ask your questions in the comment section below. Let's discuss it. Consider subscribing to this channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers!